Hi, my name is Aspen. I go to Summit Academy High School and I live in Utah.
Hi guys, my name is Micah. I attend Hilliard Bradley High School in Ohio.
Hi, my name is Madilyn Winter, and I go to Brookfield Central High School in Wisconsin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Angelique Patterson, and I go to Choctawhatchee High School in Florida, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Today, we will be discussing the importance of being able to identify toxic positivity and the significance of small actions. We'll start with Micah, who will begin by describing what toxic positivity is.
Thank you, Aspen. So what is toxic positivity? So the dictionary definition of toxic positivity is this: the belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. It's a good vibes only approach to life. Now, the toxic part about the toxic positivity is that it's the good vibes only, where you're ignoring the bad. So now Madilyn is going to talk to you about some of the negative side effects of toxic positivity.
Thank you, Micah. So one of the first things that's really not great about toxic positivity is if you're only choosing to have a good vibes only outlook on life, you're ignoring the real harm of a situation that might be going on that it's actually like really hard. And say you had a loved one that passed away, and you shouldn't just be positive about that situation, because that is a hard thing to go through. And so it would be negative to continue to ignore that real harm. And another problem with this is that it creates isolation, because if you're continuing to have a positive mindset, you might feel as though nobody else is struggling in the same way that you are. Furthermore, it encourages communication issues, because if you're only showing that you're having a positive mindset to your friends, they might not understand the real hurt that you're going through. And lastly, it might lower your self-esteem again, because if you're not seeing people that are expressing the hurt that they're going through, then you might feel like you're the only one and like you're a failure because you're feeling upset about something. Next, Angelique is going to talk about a game to help us greater understand toxic positivity.
Thank you for explaining what toxic positivity does, Madilyn. Okay, so we have a fun interactive game for you guys, and we're each going to read you a scenario, and here are the rules. So after we read the scenarios, you guys are going to give a thumbs up if you believe that it's not toxic positivity, and a thumbs down if you believe that it is toxic positivity. And you guys can do this thumbs up or thumbs down in your group when you're speaking with your other Hope Squad members, or you can comment the thumbs up or the thumbs down in the chat. Okay, so now let's get into the first scenario. In our first scenario, we have friend 1 and friend 2. Friend 1 tries out for their high school basketball team, and she doesn't make it. Friend 2 also tries out for her high school basketball team, and she does make it. Now, friend 1 and friend 2 are both best friends. And friend 2, who makes the team, tells friend 1, okay, well, even though you didn't make the team, it's going to be okay. You can just get over it and try again next year. Everything is absolutely fine. It's just a high school basketball team. And like that friend said, they can just try again next year. No problem. So we want to know if that scenario is displaying toxic positivity. Is friend 2 showing toxic positivity to friend 1? Now, if you believe they are showing toxic positivity, you're going to give a thumbs down. And if you believe that it is not toxic positivity, then you're going to give a thumbs up. And like I said, you can do that in the chat, or you can discuss it with your group members. And I'll give you guys a few seconds to do that. Okay, so the answer to this scenario is that it is showing toxic positivity. So that would be a thumbs down. And the reason being is because even though friend 1 did not make the basketball team and friend 2 was telling them that they can just try again next year, the fact that they didn't make it is still a disappointment to them. And it's invalidating to tell someone, even if they don't make the team, they can just try again next year, because they spent this year going to conditioning and they thought that they would be in the yearbook or the team photos and have that experience. So not getting the chance to be on the team is hurtful. And friend 2 has to be in the moment with friend 1 and tell them that they're listening and that they're here for them, and they can contact friend 2 to discuss it at any time. But when we tell our friends that everything is going to be fine and to not worry about it, it makes our friends feel like their feelings don't matter. So we want to make sure that we're being a good friend and listening and hearing them out. And now Aspen is going to tell you the next scenario.
Thank you, Angelique. Another scenario is you're at school and you always see this group of people that appear positive, and therefore you believe that they're stronger and more important than you. Is this a form of toxic positivity? Again, thumbs up for yes and thumbs down for no, or respond in the chat if you're able to. I'll give you a minute. This is a form of toxic positivity because you're putting someone else at a higher priority than you because of the belief that they are better. However, in my own experience, I've also struggled with this type of mindset as well, because it is important to recognize that everyone struggles in their own way, and it will look different for different people. Now, Micah will give you our third scenario.
Thank you, Aspen. So in this third scenario, we're going to pretend your friend maybe recently lost a loved one and they're having a tough time, and you can kind of pick up on some body language and stuff that they're giving off that they're not doing so well. So you go and you talk to them and you say, hey, I'm here for you. If you need anything, you can come talk to me and things will get better. I'm here for you. How can I help? So is this a form of toxic positivity? Yes or no? I'll give you a few seconds to type that into the chat. So this is actually not a form of toxic positivity because you're just being a friend and you're reaffirming the fact that you're there to talk and help if needed. Now, if you said, everything's going to be fine, you're okay, that would be toxic positivity. But because you're not doing that and you're just being a friend to them and being there for them, that is not toxic positivity. We've got one more scenario with Madilyn.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to do our last scenario that we have. So we're going to pretend that Micah just took a math test, and he thought he was going to do really well on it. And he found out that he got an F on the test. And he comes up and he tells me, and he says, Madilyn, I just feel so stupid because I did so terrible on the test. And then I respond and say, yeah, Micah, you're not very smart because you didn't do well. Is this a form of toxic positivity or not? Let me know in the chat. I'll give you a couple seconds. So this is actually not a form of toxic positivity, although it is a toxic way to respond to somebody, because I am just affirming negative things that Micah is saying about himself, which is not good. But this still is not toxic positivity. So now Angelique will talk about the best way to combat toxic positivity to make our relationships better.
Thank you, Madilyn. Okay, so now here are some of the things that you can do to eliminate toxic positivity. So first, we're going to talk about small actions. And this is, instead of commenting on the situation first, ask questions and make yourself available. So when you're asking these questions, sometimes the person that you're speaking to may not want to answer, and that's okay. But you're still asking that question and making yourself available. So if they did have anything to discuss, they know that you're a safe place to have that conversation. The next thing that we want to do is be realistic. Don't overexert yourself. Focus on self-care and how you can help others and how others can help you too. And lastly, we don't want to deny unhappiness. Sometimes life can suck and it's okay to not be okay. Try to reach out to someone when you're down.
These are the references we used in order to create our presentation. When we were creating this presentation, we found that the book Hope Squad, the Successful Suicide Prevention Program for Youth by Greg Hudnall was an important resource for multiple different topics. So if you would like to learn more, we highly recommend you check it out. Finally, passing it off to Micah for our closing statements.
Thank you, Aspen. We want to thank you guys for listening to our presentation. Hopefully you learned something today about toxic positivity, and we want to remind you to pause, take a minute to breathe, and hold on to hope this year. Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.